Hello everyone, my name is Kelly Tatum and I would like to welcome you to Hampton Radio. Today's date is June 29, 1925. Got an interesting lineup of stories today, so without pause I will present this week's news. Assault on the communities of Breckenridge, Texas is predicted that the government granted permission for the Ku Klux Klan's Klan vacation parade happening this August on the 8th. Negro societies have petitioned for the government to withdraw their consent for the event, but so far the requests have been refused. The Anti-Ku Klux Klan League of America has also filed articles of incorporation including opposition on the whims of the Klan. Officials and speculating leaders fear and hope to prevent an incident and riot similar to which occurred there in Washington on 1919. Curious development has happened in Dayton, Tennessee. The man by the name of John T. Scopes was arrested back on Tuesday, May 5th. He attempted to teach evolution, which was made illegal by the Butler Act, which was passed only 3 months ago. Scopes is to be tried on July the 21st by Judge John T. Wilson. In Sulphur Springs, Texas, A. Lawrence, a felon convicted of bank robbery, has been caught attempting to make a second jailbreak in Fort Worth using a saw made from safety razor blades to cut through the back wall of his cell to make a run for it through the adjacent cell walkway to the gates, possibly hoping to meet with an assistant and hoping to shield him from observations. It is believed that he planned to complete his escape by Friday evening, but he was intervened in doing so by the officers that morning. This being his second attempt, he will be rushed to the state penitentiary with a sentence of 99 years to avoid any further jailbreaks. And now, a word from our sponsors. Acme Bug Remover, guaranteed to rid poultry of all insects or your money back. McFowle Hardware Company, hardware and paint. We've got standard grade goods located on the West Side Public Square in Marshall, Texas. During the break, the station received an interesting phone call from Miss Rosemary requesting more information on the Scopes trial. So let's see, we got John Scopes, Dayton, Tennessee, Butler Act. Well, I'm sorry, Miss Rosemary. This is all the information I have in front of me. Josephine, could you please run to the back for a moment to gather some quick information on the Scopes trial? Yes, thank you. Well, listeners, while that's happening, here's more of today's news stories. 4 serious earth shocks have damaged the land and property in several areas of Montana recently. These shocks occurred between the cities of Billings and Helena, although some have even reported feeling aftershocks all the way to New York. Nearly every major city felt tremors, the first of these occurring around 6:23 p.m., and the last of these tremors and aftershocks not residing until nearly 9:30 p.m. that evening. The damage was extensive along the Northern Pacific Railroad, and as a result, has stopped the transportation of all cars until further notice. News from Fort Worth states that airmail delivery may come into effect within the next few weeks. Routes are expected to run from Kansas City to Dallas, Chicago to New York, and southward to Kansas City in the northern area. Inspections of the Fort Worth landing field have already been made, and the inspectors report that the field will be ready to receive flyers within the next few days. The estimated time from New York to Fort Worth is around a mere 24 hours. Now, as requested, more on the Scopes trial. On July the 24th, Mr. Scopes is to be tried on the right to teach evolution, which was made illegal by the Butler Act. More specifically, it is illegal to teach any theory that denies the story of divine creation of man as taught in the Bible, and to teach instead that man has been descended from a lower order of animals. His defense lawyer is self-announced agnostic Clarence Darrow, which you may remember from the Leopold and the Bulb trial that happened just last summer. In addition, the defense has been funded by the American Civil Liberties Union. The prosecutor is William Jennings Bryan, 3-time Democratic presidential candidate and unofficial leader of the anti-evolution movement. Well, listeners, it seems to be like quite the interesting cast of characters. I'm interested in how this will play out, and you seem to be too. Judge J.H. Davis, otherwise known as Cyclone Davis, has accepted the invitation to give a patriotic address on this 4th of July at Kerrville. His skills as a Southern orator have not faded over the years, and his address will not want to be missed by the people of Southwest Texas. The police have just given word that 3 military prisoners have escaped custody on the 27th and are armed with rifles. The prisoners escaped from the harbor of Governor's Island, and so far no further reports on the incident have been released for the time being. And finally, on the 26th of June, In Dallas, a man was found to have committed suicide by poison ingestion due to the stress of finances and declining health affecting him and his family in turn. He was found in his bed in a hotel with a note by his bedside, with his last remarks and burial instructions written. He stated in this letter, "It is commonly called cowardly, and I detest the coward, but under the circumstances, I believe I am one." Well, listeners, I would hate to end on such a somber note, but that is all we have time for today. Thank you for tuning in to Hampton Radio, where we watch history in the making.